Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of Concepts of a Podcast. I'm Apex Nova.
I'm Cowboy Bebop Crew.
Yep, and today is our anime appreciation episode. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Comment, rate us 5 stars, and answer the poll if you're on Spotify. And if you have feedback, leave it at conceptsofapodcast@gmail.com. All right, you ready to get into this, Cowboy?
Yeah, so what's on the agenda today? What's the theme?
The theme is an actual appreciation, not like one of our earlier episodes, where we're going to talk about. Well, there's some hating in this episode. We're going to talk about like animes we dislike, like concepts, ideas from anime we really like, and some animes we kind of wish we got to. You know.
Yeah, the backlog. There's always a backlog.
Yeah, the backlog. So, I guess our first subtopic is bottom 3 anime, and we each have our own personal choices. Bottom 3 anime and why. I know Cowboy is like, you can't say that, but okay.
You can't say that, man.
You want to go first?
My bottom 3, and feel free to DM me if you want. Fill up the in basket. I don't care. My Hero Academia, 100%. I know you guys love it. I know 100% for a fact that you guys love this, but the story is terrible. The powers are some of the powers are just flat out trash. Like, people are way overpowered. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, come on, like, you had such a good premise. Season 1, beginning of this anime manga, it had a lot of promise. You know what I mean? And then y'all dropped the ball. That's just me. I'm not gonna go any further than that. I'm not trying to spoil anybody. I don't know how far you guys have gotten.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's also one of my bottom 3 for similar reasons. And I gave up on the series like after a certain point. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. It's too bad.
And don't get me wrong, the animation's good. The animation is very solid. It's clean, as they say. But like, the story?
Yeah, the story is like I think what sucks about it's like it's trying to be like something else when it's like it could just be itself, you know? If it would just be itself, carve out its own identity, I think it could have probably potentially been better.
Yep. My second on my list of bottom 3, and again, these are in no particular order, is Spy Family. I mean, again, maybe I didn't know what was going on. Maybe I misunderstood what this anime was supposed to be about. I know it's a slice of life anime. Don't get me wrong. But, like, again, where's the plot? Like, where's the plot? Y'all are 2 spies on opposing sides. And, like, for whatever reason, you don't have enough insight to understand, like, that you're not dating somebody who's a degular person. Like, come on, man. Yor is literally doing, like, martial arts in his face, fighting him as a full-fledged spy. And
While drunk.
Yeah, while drunk. And, like, it doesn't click in his head, like, whoa, like, I'm legitimately fighting for my life against my wife, who's supposed to be a degular citizen, and she's drunk, and she's fighting me on an assassin level, like, bruh.
She's clearly a little too trained to be fighting this hard. Like,
thank you. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the show, and I'm like, yo, Lloyd, bro, like, I see this. And I'm sorry, I do understand I'm the viewer and we're omniscient, we know everything that's going on, but at the same time, I'm like, bro. Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Come on, take a hint. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Spy Family is one of my other bottom 3. My problem with it was like, I'm just like, it's like too slice of life. Like at some point you gotta plot at some point. Like,
yep.
It was too slice of life. It felt like nothing ever happened. I'm just like, there was just too much wasted potential there.
You know what else triggered me in that show?
What's that?
The tennis episode. I don't know.
Oh, the tennis episode. Yeah, that kind of killed it for me. I was like, and I remember like following that show. I think it was released weekly or something, right?
Yep.
I remember following. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep up with this, give it a shot, and yeah, it just didn't happen.
And don't get me wrong, there are slice of life animes that I have enjoyed, and I'll get to that later. But there are slice of life animes. I'm not saying that slice of life by itself is garbage. I'm not. It can be done very, very, very well, and I will give you examples of that. But I don't feel like this is one of them. So that's another one. The last one, and I don't think you can speak on this. I really don't. My last
I
one is
will,
gonna be
but yeah, it's
Doctor
fair.
Stone.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's also my last one.
the trope in anime that I really hate for people to do is super genius child. I fucking hate it. I'm sorry. Like, I hate it. It makes no sense. Yes, you can be very, very smart. Don't get me wrong. You can be brilliant as a child, but like reconstructing society from ground zero? I'm done. I'm done. I think I got through like maybe the first season and a half or 2 seasons of that, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Maybe if I were a child, I could watch this and this premise would be believable. But as an adult, absolutely not. No.
Yeah. So I know you don't think it's fair for me to say Doctor Stone, but part of it's like I really don't watch anime that I'm just like I immediately recognize like yeah I'm not gonna like that anime like so like that's like the closest thing I have to a third bottom three option because it's like I can't think of anything that I'm just like yeah I'm not gonna watch or that I've actually watched besides My Hero and Spy Family where I'm just like oh I hated this.
One other thing, people will be like, you know what, the genius child trope, yada, yada, yada. You know what, some people might come for me and be like, you know what about Death Note? Did you hate Death Note? You know, Light was a genius, like L was a genius, you know what I mean? Like Nier was a genius or whatever. Maybe, but I feel like that was in a different setting. They're not trying to reconstruct society. You know what I mean? They're literally just trying to solve a crime. They're just using their logic to try and figure out who the killer might be. Or they're using their like intellect to evade the police. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Doctor Stone. It's like it has too many area of knowledges. You can't be a genius at like everything across all history.
thank you.
Like
That's what I'm
no.
saying. I'm like, you can't be like, oh, like, don't get me wrong. You could be a child that's very gifted in like math. You could be a child that's very gifted in physics or like chemistry or like biology. But like to have all of those like areas of knowledge condensed into one person is just, it's unrealistic.
It
Like,
has
come
to.
on,
I mean,
bro.
I could see that in like an isekai kind of story where like someone reincarnated, and maybe over time they reincarnated so many times they've gained. But one person just born like, oh, I just know everything.
Oh, you want to know what's even worse? So this kid, this main character in this like anime, manga, whatever, basically they get frozen in stone, right? And so like
Oh yeah.
over time they get like some of them get like released from the stone or whatever, right? They end up becoming human again or whatever. But apparently, while encased in stone, this kid is literally keeping track of how much time is passing the entire time. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, who enjoys this? How are you buying this crap? Like, how are you eating this crap up? Like, no, I'm done. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah,
It's
I think if
trash.
I had watched it, I probably would have stopped right there too.
And they did this in the beginning. It wasn't like something that you realize in the end. It literally is he's like, oh my god, I can't.
Like, how would he even have the presence of mind to think, "Oh, I'm going to get out of the stone eventually"? Let me start counting.
Yeah.
Maybe he was bored. Maybe he was bored, and he's like, I got nothing better to do. Let me just start counting. But yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that's wild.
Stupid.
So yeah, so those are the bottom three anime. All right, in our
What's your
opinion.
top?
All right, top five. Top five is and why. All right. So I'm gonna start. I'll just start with my favorite, Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter. It's my like. There's. I'm in the middle of a rewatch right now, and I'm just like. I would. I mean, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying rewatching it as much as if I was watching a really good new anime. I'm just like it's so good. There's just so much. I think the biggest thing I like about Hunter x Hunter is how, I guess, realistic and plausible it feels. Maybe like if you given the premise of this particular anime universe, it feels realistic and relatable to like our own real world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you
like
show your work? Why do you
Um,
feel that way?
I do was gonna get into this a little later, and one of the examples of like a concept that I like from
Okay,
anime,
wait,
but
we'll give
but
it time. Okay, move on to your
yeah,
next one.
yeah,
Move on
yeah,
to your
yeah.
next one.
Okay, that's Hunter x Hunter. Then my second favorite is Code Geass. Code Geass was my favorite until Hunter x Hunter. I watched Hunter x Hunter, but Code Geass is like it's like what 26 episodes.
I think
I
so.
think it even won like anime awards and stuff when it came out too. But that was just so good. I still need to rewatch it to remind myself of it. But it was it was just really well done storytelling, beginning to end. Especially the end was really good. Try not to spoil or anything, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of a particular reason. I think it was it was I don't I don't remember it well enough to truly go into why, but I just really enjoyed it. I just know I really enjoyed it. So number three is Baka and Test. It's like a short little I think 12 episode series. I watched it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. But it's about high school kids and they have like these like avatars that they can summon and they take tests and their performance on grades and tests and stuff determine their placement in the school. And it's genuinely funny. Like, there's not a lot of shows in general I can actually laugh at watching, and Bakken Test is one of them.
Okay.
Number
That's,
four, well, actually, Haganai, this is number, no, I have it number four on my list, but I probably put that at number three. But Haganai is another funny anime. It's about like a best friend club or a neighborhood club where they're the neighborhood club where they're learning how to make friends, and it's funny, it's mature, so like don't be surprised or fair warning, it's mature, but it's a funny show. Full Metal Alchemist is my fifth choice, not Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist, the first version.
the OG.
Yeah, the OG. That's. I feel like that may be a hot take for some people to
Yeah.
not put Brotherhood, but yeah, I really like the OG. I respect Brotherhood. Brotherhood is good. Maybe it might be like initial bias because I watched the OG one first, but and I recognize Brotherhood does some cool stuff, but I think the original was done really well. Plus, I like it wasn't too long, so all right.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with you on that. I think it's also my top five.
Yeah,
So, all right.
Full Metal.
Yeah, Full Metal is definitely there. Let me run you through mine in no particular order. Again, I think all of these are very, very good. I actually have a tie kind of in mind, but
Yeah.
so Cowboy Bebop, clearly my name. I love the anime, the music, the story, the character development. Basically, like, can't go wrong. Like, you have action, you have adventure, you have like slice of life, you have just a lot of good things all wrapped into one anime that happens to work together and be cohesive. So that's one. Two is Full Metal Alchemist. Honestly, for reasons like, again, character development, story, animation, the concepts that are in the anime itself, which we'll get to later. Um, all of it, the universe itself makes sense and it works out really, really well. Just kind of like you were saying with Hunter x Hunter, like they basically build a universe, they build logic and rules that this universe works by, and basically you see the consequences and the like of said rules or said actions to the rules, like according to the rules. The next one is gonna be Attack on Titan. Honestly, I saw this initially. I was like, "The heck am I watching?" And then I got to a certain episode where I was like, "Oh my god!"
Attack on
Like
Titan hit different. Like,
this is literally a modern day goat. This is literally a modern day masterpiece. The people who think otherwise, honestly, I mean, granted, you could debate maybe the ending. I will give you that, but generally speaking, Attack on Titan is a masterpiece. Literally, people are gonna look back on this and be like, "Good God, like this got released." You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the characters, the story, the twists in the story, like the what is it? What do you call it? The evidence in the show that shows you things that are
the
actually
fourth,
happening. yeah, the foreshadowing, but the evidence of things like literally like you don't even understand that you're being shown, and then you go back and you watch it back again, and you're like, oh my god, they actually did it. They actually said this way back when. I just didn't understand what it meant, or I didn't see that, or I didn't notice that little detail, and now I see it, and I see like, oh, they were trying to show me these things. You know what I mean? Anyway, what else is in there? Um, Code Geass is in there for similar reasons. Story, mature story. It ended really, really well. I feel like. Um, I guess that's mainly it. And then my last two, no, my last three are Mob Psycho, which I think is quality, which is slice of life anime. And honestly, it has powers, and the powers make sense within the universe that they're in. And like even the concept of Mob being like dumb powerful but wanting to kind of be more human is kind of cool. And like how they explain that and how they go through that entire story arc, I think is really cool. And the characters connected to Mob, his like mentor, like Dimple, all that stuff, I think is really, really cool. And I think if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. The anim, like the character design looks very simplistic, like for Mob and other people, but dude, the show hits, and it hits on a very, very deep level. The last two that I have are, or no, the last one is,
Yeah.
and hear me out, please. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. If you haven't seen this show, please, for the love of God, watch it. That show, I sat there, I was like, I didn't even finish Cyberpunk the game. Not gonna lie, I still need to go back and finish it, and that's another episode that we need to talk about. But I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. The animation looks clean. Oh my God, that show hit harder than it ever needed to. That show is too good. You know what I mean? Like way too good.
I mean, I'll have to check that out. I did want to throw out a note about Attack on Titan. There was some things in Attack on Titan that were particularly noteworthy, like how this comes to mind. The tiniest details will build up into something huge. There's one point in, I think it's season 4. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but it has to do with like, I'm just gonna say a dinner.
Yeah.
A dinner, and yeah, the characters just coming together and all these plot points intersecting and connecting, and it's like you were I did not suspect them to build up to something like that. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I just like that Attack on Titan specifically. Like a lot of animes, they shine with like action, right? With like I don't know, a show and tell of powers and things like that. Attack on Titan, a lot of their big reveals, a lot of their biggest hype was literally plot driven, a reveal. Just like, oh my God, like this is such and such, or oh my God, they could do that. Oh my God, I didn't even think that was a possibility. Like,
The plot was like very powerful in Attack on
yeah,
Titan.
exactly. Versus like in like DBZ, it's like no, the biggest moments are like, oh, when he transforms into Super Saiyan for the first time. You know what I mean? Like it's action driven. Or it's like, hey, did you see how he beat Cell or beat Majin Buu? It's action driven. Versus like Attack on Titan, a lot of stuff is just like you start thinking, you're like, oh my God, like where's this going? Like, oh my God, like what's about to happen?
That's
Like,
one hell of a story.
exactly. That's why I'm like, it's a goat. I don't care what y'all think. It's a goat. And you'll realize it with time. Maybe as you age or whatever, it's a goat. Anyway,
All right.
next are our honorable mentions.
Yeah, you want to go into yours?
Okay, my honorable mentions are going to be Vinland Saga, mostly because I haven't finished it. Vinland Saga 1 and 2. Vinland Saga 1, that's Game of Thrones level good. Like, Vinland Saga 2,
Are you talking about season 2 or what?
Season
What is
2.
the 2? Okay.
Season 2. Season 2 of Vinland Saga is like, it's like, I'm not going to ruin it for you. It's just, it's a really, really good story and a really, really good like character development. I think if you're looking for the same type of violence or the same type of like burning and salting the ground, you're probably going to be disappointed, right? This is about character. This is about realization. This is about maturation. It's not the same as season 1. But it's really, really good. My second one is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, was very, very, very good. I've read through the entire manga. I've gotten through, I think, I've seen the clips of the anime on like YouTube and other places. But basically, I know the entire story. I'm just watching the anime just to see how these scenes animate. But dude, they create a power system. The power system makes sense. It's not like DBZ where they're one-on-oneing people. A lot of these people who are way too powerful, they jump them for good reason because you know you can't win on a one-on-one basis. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I got my new power level. I'm gonna fight this 2-1. No, that's not how this works. This person is outclassing you, and we all know it. There's no way you're winning this. You know what I mean? There's no way. So I think that's 2. And then the third one is Neon Genesis Evangelion. That show, I watched that back in high school. I still think that is a masterpiece level anime. Like, it should be in there, but honestly, I just didn't have enough like places to put it. Honestly, if I really needed to, I'd throw it right next to Cyberpunk Edge Runners. You said what?
Yeah, too much constraint with top 5. It's like, why can't 5 actually be 10?
It's too many. It's too many masterpieces for too little space.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions are actually, I did this a while ago. I made like a list of my top 10. So my honorable mentions are the rest of my top 10, which is there's Attack on Titan. We've discussed already. I think that's number 6 in my list. Yep. Death Note. Death Note. Even though the ending of the second season was okay, it was good. It was good enough, I guess, to keep it at being a really good anime. But I really loved just the dynamics of that little cat and mouse game that L and Light had going on. So that was pretty fun to experience for the first time.
Yeah, I love the manga. The manga was amazing.
Yeah, and actually that was a follow up, like third manga season ish thing. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if you've seen it, but it'd be worth checking out. It's I think you can find it online and places, and I found it legit.
You're about to get us canceled.
But it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's like I don't think it necessarily needed to be fully fleshed out into the show, but it was a very interesting third version of a Death Note story. It was cool. Steins Gate is really cool. I don't really hear too many people talk about Steins Gate, but it was.
I need to check it out.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was a physicsy kind of science story, so it like kind of spoke to me on my personal interest levels. So, okay. And then Samurai Champloo is one of my honorable mentions. It's like a feudal Japan Cowboy Bebop crew. Is that fair? Or Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Cowboy Bebop-esque
in Japan,
story in feudal Japan. It's good. The music's good. The plot's really good. The animation's amazing.
The different shenanigans they get into, you wouldn't think like why are feudal Japanese people playing baseball? It's cool though. And then the way they play baseball, it's like I think it was just like 3 people versus a whole huge team or something. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was hilarious. Mob Psycho is one of my honorable mentions for similar reasons. That's a great anime. And then I think my last one is Fooly Cooly. I remember watching that in college, and I just remember really enjoying it. Even though it was like 6 episodes long, it was really cool.
Oh, FLCL is really, really good. Honestly, I put that on my honorable mentions as well. It's a really, really good, like, coming of age type of anime.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
All right. And those are all, that's basically, our honorable mentions, top 5, are all things I've seen. Next, we have anime we need to watch or finish.
Yeah.
And I'll start with something you mentioned in your honorable mentions, Neon Genesis Evangelion. I started it. I probably got like 5 episodes in on Netflix, probably more. But I was just like, this is really cool. I just need to finish it. I know I need to finish it. I recognize it's really cool. Doing myself a disservice by like wasting time and not finishing it.
Just make sure you watch the movies after.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if the movies are on Netflix, but I'll find the movies through appropriate channels.
And also make sure that you're mentally prepared.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that would be a thing I'd have to worry about. But okay.
Yeah, some of the stuff is, I guess I'll just say traumatizing.
Yeah, but it was from what I saw, it was really cool. I'm like, man, this was made that long ago. Like,
yes, I watched that in high school.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a really cool story. That's something I need to watch and finish. Mushoku Tensei, I think that's also known as Jobless Reincarnation. I watched season one, maybe season two. It's
Okay.
an isekai, and it's actually very interesting. The character's like, I think he's kind of described as like an otaku or something like that, who gets reincarnated into this world where there's magic. But he's like a very gifted. He's very gifted in magic, but he's still a kid, so he needs training and stuff like that. But it's very cool. It's cool. I dug it. It's cool. I didn't. It was still ongoing. Like when I first saw it when the first season was coming out. But I think there's just another season they've released since then. But it's got a very interesting power skill system. That's like it's tiered kind of. So some people will be. I think there's like 7 tiers,
Okay.
and there's like I think there's like 7 tiers in like fighting, and then 7 tiers in magic, and it feels kind of realistic in that like you know you're not gonna run into like a bajillion people at the level 7 tier. That's extremely rare. You got to be like extremely talented and extremely hardworking and just blessed in some way. But like even like tiers like 3 and 4 are like legit. Like I think for the magic, you're like creating storms and huge area magic and stuff. So it was really cool. I wanted to see what they did with it, or I need to see what they do with it. So I plan on going back to it at some point.
Yeah.
And then my last need to watch and finish is One Piece, which may never happen. I'm all like
Honestly,
I'm like
I,
maybe
I
like
think we'll
five
both be
ten
dead
percent of the
before
way
that
through.
anime finishes, or before
Yeah,
that
yeah,
manga finishes.
yeah. I think I'm like 5 to 10% of the way through that show. I'm like 70 episodes in. I'm like, I recognize that it's really good. Um, and if I had started from the beginning and kept up with it, it would probably even be in my top five. But
Yeah.
it wouldn't be fair to put it up there, even though I threw Doctor Stone under the bus without watching it.
Thank you.
All
To
right,
be
go
honest
ahead,
with you,
Cowboy.
I'm the only thing I'm mad about One Piece is like, yes, I agree. I should have gotten into it from the ground up because I probably would have kept up with it. But honestly, when it first, I think around the time that I could have gotten into it, I just didn't like the art style. But to be honest with you, like, I think the other thing I'm mad about One Piece, besides the fact that they don't even know what the One Piece is the idea that literally they're making a remake of the One Piece anime, and I'm like, you haven't even finished the story. How are you?
Yeah, that's wild.
You still have an ongoing anime. How are you remaking the anime when the anime don't make sense? You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah, that's wild. I'm like, come on.
and I
I
get they're
mean,
trying to
Hunter x
condense
Hunter
the
kind
story
of
down
did
too.
something similar too,
Yeah, yeah,
because
but
it's
that
not
was years
finished.
afterwards, right? Well, I
Yeah,
guess this is technically years afterwards. No, but this is still ongoing.
yeah, that's like still like actively ongoing, which is the crazy part.
Yeah, but yeah, One Piece. I've seen some of the. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've spoiled myself. Whatever. I know things, but like, I mean, the animation at this point is clean. The story looks really, really good. I just honestly, I still just my main question is where's this going? What is the
Yeah,
One Piece? Where's this going? How is this going to end? Like most of the other animes I've seen, it's like you kind of see where the arc is going. You're like, once you get to a certain point, you get enough like information. You're like, oh, so you're probably going to conclude somewhere around here, right? Versus like One Piece, I'm like, where
they
are we
got
going with
it's
this?
got like multi-stage rockets. It's like, all right, stage one, stage two, stage
Ex-
three.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, where are we going with this? Like Cowboy Bebop, it's like you know where this is going. At a certain point, you're like, all right, the finale's like imminent. You know what I mean? Or like Attack on Titan, you're like, yeah, I kind of know where this is going because they've been hinting at this for a very long time. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah,
One
One Piece
Piece,
is. I if I respect One Piece at least because even though it's been going on like forever, I think it's still been really good. It's like I almost see it as like the way like Days of Our Lives kind of, where like I can see why people watch them forever because it's like after a certain point you get attached to the characters, you don't want to let go of them, and One Piece is not you're not letting go of the characters; they're still here.
so it's basically an anime soap opera, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's an anime soap opera. That's literally how I see it. I'm like, it's an anime soap opera.
Get 'em, boys and girls.
Yeah. Go ahead with
Um,
what else are you saying? Yeah.
What else? Yeah, One Piece. What else were we talking about? One Piece.
I think you have Free
Oh
Run.
yeah, yeah. If you want to talk about mine, so mine is Free Ren. I started like the first, I think, one or two episodes of that, and it seems like it could be really good. It's kind of an interesting story about like basically she was a part of this group of heroes that kind of saved the world, and basically like she's an I guess an elf or something or some kind of race that basically lives beyond like human lifespan, and so basically
Yeah,
she, from what I understand, given my limited understanding of what I've seen, she basically like watches her kind of like her friends die and kind of like gets to understand. She's kind of like a child when they adventured and they cured or like fixed the world and like saved the world or whatever. And now she's kind of like growing up and, and maturing as her friends are basically at the end or the twilight of their lives, right? And so she's kind of like learning about death and she's kind of maturing in her powers and things like that. And she, I think, at some point takes on two proteges or one or two proteges, I think, but anyway, it looks really, really good. I've heard really, really good things about it from people online. So I'm like, that's definitely one that I need to go back and finish on my backlog. Another one is One Piece, of course, but I'll probably be dead before I even get close to finishing that if I have to start from the beginning. And Sakamoto Days, another kind of slice of life anime about, I guess, a mobster who, I guess, started to go clean and start a family, from what I understand. Apparently, a lot of people are really hyped about it. It's on Netflix, I think. I watched like maybe two or three episodes, and I was like, I'm trying not to feel this way. I promise you, I'm trying not to feel this way. I got Spy Family vibes, and
Oh god.
I was like, oh god. But anyway, we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna try and watch it again. I'm gonna force myself to get back into it and watch it. And then the last one is Violet Evergarden. Apparently, that's on Netflix too, or it was at some point. I guess it might still be, but it's supposed to be really, really good. So I'm gonna try and watch that too. And apparently, it's relatively short.
Yeah, free run, fry run. I don't know how you say it. Free run.
Yeah.
That'd probably be in my need to watch because I did watch like an episode or two as well. And I was like, this would be a really cool concept to like explore and see how it develops and what you can learn from it. It gave
Yeah.
me like what was that, Bicentennial Man? I think it is.
Explain what's Bicentennial Man.
Is that the one with Robin Williams where he's like a robot and then he like outlives all his family and friends? Oh,
I don't
if
know.
you
I don't
well,
know if I ever saw that.
I think it's called Bicentennial Man, and I was getting like Bicentennial Man vibes from Free Rent, where it's like this. I think, and even in Bicentennial Man, it's a little different because he was a robot that like progressively became more and more human, and he like kind of sued for his own humanity. But
Damn.
it was just interesting that he uh outlived family and stuff, and that was the kind of vibes I was getting from Free Rent as well.
Interesting. All
But
right.
Free
What we
Rent
got
would
next?
also be in my need to watch and finish. There's probably a ton more as well.
Yeah. What about concepts from anime that you can apply to understanding life, or that
Okay,
you learn life lessons from?
yeah, we got two we want to talk about. The first one, equivalent exchange from Fullmetal Alchemist, which I mean that was like every conversation in college was the equivalent exchange. Toka Koka.
I mean, honestly, it's a good concept. It's like you
Yeah,
can't gain anything really without sacrificing something. And if you think about it, like if you look at like, for example, like academics, like you're gaining either a grade in a class or you're gaining a degree or whatever by sacrificing your time and effort to get there. You know, your blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I mean? Same thing for almost anything in life. Like if you want, for example, like a relationship sometimes to like mature, you have to sacrifice other things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like whether it's time with your friends, whether it's time with your hobbies, whether it's I don't know, or same thing with your kids. If you want your kids to like invest a lot in your kids, you have to sacrifice some of your own time. You know what I mean? To do that. You know what I mean? Like or some of your own resources to do that. Like all the stuff. I'm like, equivalent exchange is literally like a life philosophy in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. My only criticism of equivalent exchange is not something. It's only something I've realized recently is it's like in life it's more like it's almost not equivalent. You're you're usually at a net loss. If
You
that
said
makes
all of
sense.
that. What?
I don't maybe I kind of feel that way. But I'm like you're usually giving up something. It's like it's like friction, you know. Friction, you lose energy to the environment just because friction is there.
Okay.
Um, I feel like equivalent exchange might be the equivalent exchange is like a frictionless version of an energy system, but I feel like in reality you're gonna lose a little bit. I don't know. It's just a matter of are you willing to accept the cost? I
Get,
guess.
yeah, give me an example of where you're gonna lose.
Like well, you can just lose a lot. Like you focus on your career, you lose a lot of opportunity for like relationships and all kinds of stuff. And
Yep.
it can sometimes it's not always equivalent. Basically, like the
I
loss, is like equivalent exchange. They're like the idea is like you get something of equal value, but in reality, something it could be more, it could be less.
I think okay, and maybe this is a concept or a conversation that we need to have. But I think the equivalence part is like how you see it at that particular time, right? So like for example, if you're going for like I don't know, we'll say like a law degree, like at the time that you're going for it, you're sacrificing that time that you have to get that thing, and you see them as equivalent. You're like, hey, I'm going to give this up to get that. But maybe in retrospect, maybe it's not equivalent because you're like, oh man, I wish I had that time to, date, or I wish I had that time to, spend with my grandparents before they passed, or I wish I had that time to do whatever. You know what I mean? I think that's in hindsight that we start looking back and be like, ah, it wasn't equivalent. It wasn't worth the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But like, I think the idea is basically you're gonna have to sacrifice, like to gain.
yeah,
Like, and I think that that's 100% a truism. Like, I don't think you can gain anything without some level of sacrifice, whether it's
yeah.
mild, moderate, or severe.
I think yeah, in a general sense, it's like it makes sense where it's like if you want to gain a lot, you have to give up a lot. If you
Yeah.
want to gain, if you don't give up a lot, you're not going to gain a lot. Like it makes sense.
I guess
Maybe
the
maybe
only way.
I
Oh, go
think
ahead.
maybe my issue is just with the word equivalent, but that I mean that's probably yeah, that's probably where I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
some holdups with.
yeah. Because even in the show, technically, I don't know if it's equivalent. Because I'm like, you lose a leg and an arm. Never mind.
Yeah.
To try.
Yeah, they yeah. And also like I mean in the show, at least how alchemy works, I think the exchange is determined by something. I'm not going to go into detail,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But that's hilarious, though.
Yeah. So I
Um,
guess my hang-up's just around the equivalent, but
yep.
all right. And
So I think you want to talk about the hunter exam. I think.
yeah. Okay, like the hunter exam and the hunter license, I it's a concept from Hunter x Hunter that I apply to real life cuz like it feels like it just feels like real very like plausible and realistic like when it comes to just trying to achieve anything or do something anything like super great or accomplished, it but also like I'm trying to like okay, when I compare it to my own life, like or maybe I don't want to compare it to my life. It's just I wish I had
So
organized. I
so
thought
what's the concept in general
okay,
for
okay,
people who have
okay,
not seen the show? What is the hunter license? What is the hunter
okay.
exam?
So Hunter x Hunter, the show starts with the main character getting his approval from his aunt to go take the hunter exam, and the hunter exam is a test to see if you can become a hunter. And hunters are like these special category of people who have access and privileges, like crazy huge access and privileges. Like they get like a credit line that rivals the biggest corporations just for themselves. They can access like I think 90% of the world, even restricted countries and stuff, just by having that license. The license itself, you can sell just for millions or sell for tons and live off that for the rest of your life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's, I'm trying to think of a real world equivalent. Maybe I don't know if there's a real world equivalent because the hunter. Oh, this is sad. The hunter license is actually valuable. The closest real world equivalent would probably be like degrees, but like,
Oh my god! Oh my god! So like, yo, where are you going with this? Yo, how is this a life lesson or something that you've taken from this? Where are we
it's just
going?
okay. What I take from it is it's really cool to see um, how like some things are just really hard and most people aren't going to be able to do it. Like most people aren't going to become international superstars, or there are things in life that are just very difficult. Even for talented people, it's very difficult, and it's just not everyone can do it. Like become a doctor. Becoming a doctor is a huge undertaking, even if you have the ability and talent for it. Like it's and the hunter exam is like still very difficult for very talented people, and it's very competitive. And yeah, it was just interesting.
I have a hot take on that, but I'm not sure if you want
Okay,
my hot
okay,
take.
go ahead. What's your
My
hot
hot
take?
take is honestly the thing. If I were to gain anything from a hunter, is that I feel like I guess the thing that I would probably gain from it is hard work pays off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like with the doctor analogy, my personal belief is I think anyone could become like a doctor if they just literally, put in the time, the effort, grinded it out. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, again, I will put in some nuance. The nuance there is like you do need some level of resources. You know what I mean? Whether that's student loans, whether that's an endowment from a family, whether it's scholarships or whatever, like you are going to need some level of like resources to get there. But like as long as you have like the resources and the setting of like student loans, like money, whatever, scholarships, whatever it might be, grants, whatever it might be, I think it just comes down to like grinding potentially. And if you have the capacity to grind.
yeah. Maybe a real world example would be like becoming an astronaut. Maybe
Okay. Maybe.
because like I remember I saw this book. It was a book I had where it had like all these different careers and it rated them in terms of difficulty from 1 to 5 stars.
Yeah.
And I remember astronaut was like 5 stars, and the hunter exam kind of feels like it's like a 5 star kind of thing. Um, the reason I kind of in my mind originally equated it to like a degree is because it getting it is an accomplishment in itself, but there's so much more to the world you can accomplish and do with it and beyond it that it's like the bare minimum you need just to be able to. And the game and the show goes into its own version of this where there's so much more beyond just getting the hunting license that you can accomplish in the show, that it's the bare minimum. It's like, okay, you meet the bare minimum qualifications
Yeah.
to to do, amazing things basically.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of where I like equated them, or in my mind they made sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like I don't know. I just like again, I could be wrong again. I could misinterpret like Hunter x Hunter, but I like the idea of like Nin and basically just like working and developing like your skills. Like and like honestly in Hunter x Hunter, one of the things that I loved about it is it's realistic in the sense of like there's some battles you can't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not
Some
gonna
battles
just be able to
and some battles will be really quick too. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're not gonna be able to pull some trump card out every single time and be like, you know what, I win. Like, no. Some battles, like, sorry, they grinded harder than you grinded, and they're going to beat your ass. Like,
yeah.
it's just sorry. Like,
Oh, okay. I think I'm remembering that. I think the other I kind of saw like the hunter exam. I think I was thinking this as like almost like an allegory for getting good in certain video games as well.
yeah,
Like I'm gonna just reference Melee, Smash Melee.
go for it.
Um, I equate the hunter license to learning how to wave dash, and like or really learning Nin to learning how to wave dash.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to wave dash, you can fight some Nin users, but it's like it opens up a world of possibilities if you do know it.
Yeah. Yeah, not knowing how to wave dash in Smash Bros. So wave dashing basically is an ability in Smash where like it allows you to kind of like glide across the stage and attack and potentially defend like at any given point that you want. Um, and basically it is I don't even know if there is a professional out there that at least is not fully aware of its possibilities, if not any professional out there that doesn't employ it. You know what I mean? So basically, if you don't have that, like you don't have your hunter license, I guess in that sense,
Or if you
like
don't know, I would equate it to Nin. But
or
yeah,
to
if you
Nin,
don't know
sorry,
about it, then you could get like
you're
yeah,
gonna get wrecked.
yeah,
Yeah,
and also like just like in the show, how different characters use different Nin to different levels of efficacy. Wave dashing on different characters is used to different levels. So
yep, yep. You know what?
yeah, yeah, I thought you would like that.
You brought you
And
brought it back.
yeah, I brought it back. I
Because
also
initially you're
see it
like
like
degrees, and you're like, oh, the degrees aren't you're useless. I was like, dang, our viewers.
I mean, I've seen it in like other games. Like even right now, I'm playing Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
I would see like maybe the hunter license is getting to master rank. Then from there, that's where the big dogs play, and yeah, you
yep,
can grow, or you may just you when you get the license, you never fall out of master rank. Kinda, you can lose your license, but at least you accomplish that. You can say
yeah.
that.
Okay.
So,
What we got next?
all right, what's this? Our last segment. Okay, this we can kind of keep it open ended. What's special about anime, and I guess why do we value anime? What are your thoughts on that? What does that bring to mind?
I feel like some of it is like the whole rags to riches stories that I think a lot of us enjoy. It's definitely the plot. I think it's definitely the animation. I mean, I think we appreciated it as kids watching like Disney movies and things like that. So I think we do still enjoy like watching a good story and enjoying some good animation. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of it for a lot of people, maybe especially black people, I can't say for 100% certainty because I'm not all black people, but I'd like to say a lot of it is probably the whole rags to riches. Like you can rise up by sheer just effort. You just keep grinding it out and you can get there, whether it's strength, whether it's intelligence, whether it's like power
Will,
on almost any level, I
yeah,
guess.
will or yeah,
Yeah, we're willpower, you know what I mean? Like you just basically like pull yourself up and keep grinding, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And what? Anything else?
no. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna let's see. We got some ideas like animation and anime is usually it's usually and I mean just to be more to contextualize it. We are talking about Japanese anime because anime, some people will be like, well, anime just means animation, but
Yeah.
we're mostly just talking about Japanese animes because there's some animated shows. I know you put Cyberpunk in there.
No. There's
I don't
another
know.
one. There's another one. What about solo leveling? That's technically Korean.
Yeah, would that count as anime?
Does it count? I guess that's another discussion to have.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, it's like
And Cyberpunk
I
technically was a Japanese studio that made that, so technically it is
yeah.
anime.
I mean, I do respect the general idea that like anime is just animation, but I also respect the colloquial use of anime as Japanese animation because I mean most animation that's good is. I mean, I
He
said
said,
it,
"Wow,
but there's a lot of really good animation.
get them boys and girls, get them."
There's a lot of really good animation that's not Japanese that would easily compete with some of the my top five. So
Yep. You mean like the Boondocks?
Boondocks, yeah, that would be. I would say that's or maybe around like Samurai Champloo level, but yeah,
Or, or like I guess realistically like Castlevania, I guess, or like
Castlevania is good. I was thinking Invincible.
that. That could be kind of hot takey.
Invincible's like I mean it's probably gonna hit like two or three on my list, maybe even four. It's not gonna be my favorite, but it's kind of ridiculous.
I'm saying it might be hot takey on the animation. People have made fun of the fact that like there are a lot of scenes where people aren't move or things aren't moving or
Oh no,
like
I'm talking about the
as a
category of
whole.
animation as a
Oh,
media.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not in terms of style of animation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool,
In
cool.
terms of like overall as a show, an animated show, Invincible is like is close to goated, if not goated.
And once it gets to its actual full story, it's going to be goated, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, I know how it ends, and Cowboy knows how it ends.
It's going to be so good.
Invincible is so good. Like there's so many. There are a lot of shows. If you want to do the general discussion of just all animation, a lot of stuff could easily rival the top shows in Japanese animation.
Yep.
But just going back to specifics, talking about anime in the Japanese anime sense, like they do cool stuff with animation. Their stories are usually pretty cool. I think what do I'm trying to think what I value the most. Because like when I value things, I usually value things by the rewatchability. So like how fun it is to rewatch. So like if it's overly simple or if the plot is like kind of straightforward, it's not gonna be too high on my list. Or if you can't like rewatch it and like pick out different new details each time, or with see the show with a new context, so you're like, okay, I know how it ends, and I know
Yep.
how everything ends, but appreciate how it builds up to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like notice details as you're rewatching. You're like, oh my
yeah,
goodness. Yep. I can 100% agree with that.
yeah. Or just
Some of it is also like a comfort watch. Like Cowboy Bebop for me, I think I've watched that enough times where I'm like, I rewatch it just for comfort. I'm just like, oh man, I really love this anime. I
yeah,
really love the music or the plot or the characters or like there's certain quotes that I'm just like, I really, really like appreciate,
yeah.
especially in adulthood. And you're like, dang, like that
There's so
hits
many
different.
lines you're just like, oh my god, that's a goated quote,
Yeah.
a goat quote. But and then like specifically when you consider anime versus manga, anime is cool because they got like intros and outros and music and it's flashy and presentation. I mean, manga is cool too because it's out first.
Yeah. That it's like you can go through it much, much faster. There's less
Yeah,
filler. It's just,
yeah. The filler is an issue too. Yeah,
yeah, filler in anime sometimes can become a problem, but like,
um, but yeah, anime is it's just I don't know. It's it's interesting. It's a very special thing that's been inflicted upon the world. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and then,
We're gonna wrap
yeah,
this up.
I think that's pretty much about it.
Yeah. I know there's
Um,
some honorable or some noteworthy omissions from both of our lists. Like neither of us mentioned Naruto. I mean Naruto's good.
I think
But
Naruto is actually really, really good.
yeah, it is really good. It's just
Yeah.
the other stuff overall did things better.
Like if we wanted to talk about like shonens, like top shonen anime, I think Naruto definitely deserves to be up there.
Yeah,
100%.
it's got goated lines,
Yeah.
animation. It's
Plot.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. In comparison to at least Dragon Ball, like plot is infinitely better. It basically took like all the action from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and basically put a good plot to it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like versus just, oh, the next person we're gonna fight is this, and then the next person we're gonna fight is that. Like,
Yeah. Naruto's
yeah.
good. I've never seen Bleach. Some people like it, some people.
I it's too late now, but honestly, I would almost put Bleach in. I wouldn't put it in bottom 3, but if I had bottom 10,
Oh, oh gosh. Okay. Oh man. What else was there's another? I think there's another. No, we mentioned One Piece. That was one of the big three. There's a lot of animes that are like. I mean, not everyone can be a goat, but there's some cool ones. Like an honorable mention would be like Claymore. I thought that was a pretty cool show.
Claymore was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the manga.
Yeah, I think I watched the show and I thought it was cool. I liked the struggle of that the main character went through.
Ooh, I know another show that I need to add to my shows that I need to actually watch or my mangas that I actually need to go through.
What's that?
Berserk.
Yeah, I was gonna. That crossed my mind earlier and then I forgot it. But yeah, Berserk. I hear so much about it. I'm like, how have I missed this?
Yeah, I hear a lot of things about it, and I have like actually the first like volume of it that I still need to read through, but it's just like games keep
Yeah,
distracting me
there's
in life,
Berserk,
I guess.
and there's like another one. I guess I need to watch finishes. I've never started, but I really want to because I hear good things. Is Gundam 8th MS Team? I hear that's supposed to be really good
I think I watched that on TV like years upon years ago.
on Toonami or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hear good things. So I'm like, Yeah, I have to, just the Gundam series in general. I haven't seen too much, and like I think Gurren Lagann's up there.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that. And
Yep.
there's like, I mean, I could think of there's probably a bajillion shows that would be worth watching. You know
Agreed.
what? If going back to our first topic of bottom three, probably okay. This I forgot about this,
If
but
you
I
can't
did.
use Dr. Stone, you have to take Dr. Stone out.
Yeah, if I'm taking Doctor Stone out,
Thank you.
this is a show I did start, and I was like, this is stupid. But I think it was called like Soul Eater or something like that.
Oh, I never started that. What is it about?
I don't even remember. I just remember I was like, this is stupid.
What's that?
I think it was Soul Eater. I think I saw it on Netflix, but I was like, this is. I'm like, it was something like. I don't remember. I just remember I was like, I didn't enjoy it.
You just remember it being like booty butt cheeks. Basically.
Yeah, I think I
Alright.
watched a few episodes. Like, I can't finish this. Maybe that's a super hot take. I don't know, but I just remember not. I think it was Soul Eater though. I'm just like, this is dumb. There was another show that I started, Seven Deadly Sins. It was cute. It was cute. Wait.
Can we expand the bottom three to bottom five? 100%. Seven Deadly Sins goes in there.
You thought Seven Deadly Sins out there?
Seven Deadly Sins is a sin to watch that show.
I didn't want to go that far, but I've heard bad things about the ending, about how it's animated and stuff.
It's not good.
It was-
I
it
watched
was-
more than that than I care to, like, actually admit. You know.
Yeah, it was cute, but yeah, hell, yeah, I could see that being a bottom, like, but yeah.
Seven Deadly Sins. I can't believe you.
All right,
I forgot all about that show. I put that thing so far back in the reaches of my mind. I was like,
I wanted to put it down, but I was like, I never finished it, so I was like, is it really that bad? Because it did some cool stuff, like with the spear in the beginning. With
I honestly haven't
Thunder?
finished the story either. I got through like maybe 3, maybe 4 seasons. I think 3 or 4 seasons. Usually 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 seasons. And I was like, I can't anymore. I can't do this.
I thought they did like the thing with Gil Thunder and Meliodas.
Meliodas.
Yeah, where he like threw it. I was like, that's a cool idea. He threw it for miles and then he threw it back. He caught it and threw it back. I was like, that's kind of interesting. But that was like, yeah, it tried to do something different, you know, or tried to do something. Yeah, it was interesting. It was kind of, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. But yeah, I can see that being. I never finished it though, so I don't know.
I wish it didn't try something.
It's like stay in your lane.
Exactly. You just
Oh man.
you don't have
But,
to make everything into an anime. We don't
yeah.
even have to write everything we think down on paper.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
man.
right, so
But,
that's episode 6 of Anime Appreciation episode.
yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. 5 stars, comment, answer our poll. I think our question was, what was it? I think, where is it?
What concepts from
concept-
anime do you feel like have some truth to them?
Yeah.
Anything that we didn't mention on the show, feel free. Or if you have any recommendations for animes maybe we should watch, that'd also be nice.
Yeah. I think I guess we could probably put that up as a poll, but I guess you'd
Yeah.
have to comment whatever you thought. I don't know. Make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. All right. That's it. It's a wrap.
All right. We're out of here. Later.
Bye.